So this is the picture of a landslide. So as we know, landslide is also called as landslip, which is the movement downslope of a mass of rock, debris, earth or soil, and soil being a mixture of earth and debris. Landslide occur when gravitational and other types of shear stresses within a slope exceed the shear strength resistant to shearing of the materials that form the slope. So easy to say, landslide happen because of failure of soil and lower shear strength. And as we know, the pressure is force per unit area, which is sigma equals to force over A, P over A area. So untuk stress pula, stress is the pressure transmitted from the external phase to an internal location within the material. So stress disebabkan oleh external force, external phase to an internal location. Internal force will act as to support to maintain the block of the soil surface. So sigma in equals to sigma out because to make sure soil mass maintained with the strength. And effective stress is sigma prime. And the first one is for condition which is saturated condition, and the second one is for fully dried condition. So yeah. So stress have three cases, which is no surcharge, groundwater tables, and the last one is fully dried soil with surcharge load, and they have their own formula, which is this and this. So what is U? U is pore water pressure, and the pressure within this pore water is called pore water pressure or pore pressure. And this equation pula, it's called as the principle of effective stress. Next is changes of effective stress equals to change in total stress minus change in pore water pressure. Changing can be either the total stress with constant pore water pressure or the pore water pressure with the total stress constant. And if the total stress and pore water pressure are changed equally, the effective stress remain constant and the soil state does not change. So basically, why effective stress is important: first, shear strength determination; second, bearing capacity calculation; third, slope stability evaluation; fourth, amount of settlement calculation; and last one, rate of settlement calculation. So what the meaning of shear strength? Shear strength is the internal resistance per unit area that the soil mass can offer to resist failure and sliding along any plane inside it. It's along, not a link. So the meaning is internal resistance actually can resist failure, can resist any failure and sliding. The shear strength of soil is determined in laboratory as well as in field. The meaning of shear stress along the failure surface reach the shear strength is actually when failed, it's because of the maximum shear stress. So that's why it become a failure surface. Before shear stress reach the maximum, so the particle will bonding together. Okay, so when the shear stress happen, the soil particle will be slide over each other like this, and they don't have any bonding. As what I learned in subject solid, So as we know, shear component will perpendicular to each other. The both are perpendicular to each other. So same goes like this example. And next, soil derived by two sources, which is cohesion and friction resistance. For the cohesion, it's between particles, which is stress independent component, cementation between sand grains, and electrostatic attraction between clay particles. So about the frictional resistance pula, it's between particle stress dependent component, which is shear stress and normal stress. So the shear stress at first increases quickly while the strain increases slowly. As we can see from to 0 to the peak, it increases for the shear stress. As we can see, the shear stress is increasing while the strain is very slowly. The strain is become slowly. So what is the peak stress? It means max value of shear stress at yield point. So for the critical, which is known as ultimate stress, which is the shear stress continues to fall at lower value. That's mean the shear stress it becomes decrease. So using more circle, so we have this one, which is normal stress, and the other one we have shear stress. So as we can see, it's perpendicular to each other. The graph of plane for the sand, it will be frictional soil, and mixture, which is sand plus clay, will be cohesive frictional soil, and for the clay is cohesive soil.